Hey everyone, okay, we're talking about putting wraps on. I'm just going to teach Thai style. I will say beforehand, going over the knuckles, 2 is generally fine. If you've got the length in your wraps and you're a harder puncher, you might want to go 4 over the knuckles, as I do. Mine are nice and long and I don't hit like a fairy. So start on the thumb. Seam that attaches the hook, make that go down. That means the Velcro will be the right way around at the end. So you go across the back of the hand. So we go 2 complete ones around the wrist, come back around, starting back there, go up across the back of the hand. We don't go across the palm, we go across the back of the hand up to the knuckles. And this is where we do I do the 4. As I said, 2 is generally adequate. There we go. That's 4 complete ones. Sorry, my wraps are very screwed up. So 4 complete ones, plus then we go under and we always come out that spot there, over the index finger knuckle. So make sure you roll it right up over the knuckle there so it builds up the padding as you go. Okay, back to the wrist, a full lap around the wrist. So we came down across the back of the hand, around a full lap, come back out at the thumb. This time we're going to loop the thumb. So come up nice and high so the wrap stays nice and flat through here, if you can see it. And then we go right around so it's nice and snug in there. And then we do it again. Let's get this untangled. We go back around the thumb again, put 2 around the thumb. Once again, if you don't have enough length in your wraps, you need a good 5 meter wrap. My suggestion are Fairtex or Windy ones. I currently stocking Windy ones, which are a little bit shorter than the Fairtex, but they do the job quite well. Need a nice stretchy one as well. Makes them much easier than things like Twins are really stiff and they don't really mold to the shape of your hands. So got a bit of a sidetrack there. So we've just done the 2 around the thumb. The first one is up between, so get out of the way of the light, up through there. Nice and snug. Once again, coming out at the index finger. So we go across the palm, making sure it stays flat so you don't get twisted at the end. Back over that knuckle. Right down across the back of the hand. Underneath the thumb again. And between the middle. Once again, back out that spot, over your, I like to call them the king knuckles, the ones you want to punch with. So the more padding you can have on those, the better. And the reason why we go this way around the hand is because it pulls everything in this direction towards those king knuckles. You're less likely to break your hand if you're wrapping your hand this way as opposed to going the opposite way around your hand. Once again, down around the thumb, up around between your index and your middle finger. Back up over those knuckles, nice and flat. You can see there. And we go back down around the wrist, and then we use the rest of it around the wrist to lock in what we've just done. Where it loops around your hand, it needs to be locked in nice and tight, around your wrist, sorry. If you start going over your knuckles here after you've done all that, it will come unraveled if you're holding pads or anything like that, whereas this won't, because the crisscrossy bit here holds everything you've done underneath in. There's no use in going over your knuckles again here, because you've already done it. So just finish it off around there, nice and snug. I like to put a little bit extra, this part of the wrist here, just stops you being able to cock the wrist back, or down, which happens when you punch, if you're not punching directly. And you never know when someone's head moves, or when the pads aren't held straight, whatever, you can really damage it. So what I'll do is I'll quickly rip it off and I'll do it one last time. This time I won't talk too much and do all the explanations. Okay, remember starting with the seam down. 1, 2, up across the back of the hand to the knuckles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back out at the king knuckles, across the back of the hand, full lap around the wrist. Thumb nice and flat, 2 around the thumb, up around the back, through the the ring finger and little finger, out over the king knuckles, back down to the wrist, through the middle and ring, back out over the king knuckle, round knuckles, and we go through the last one, back over there, and then locking it all in around the wrist. So this is a real Thai style. Every Thai pretty much does exactly the same, and there's a reason for it, because it works. You're less likely to injure your hands. You've got nice padding across your knuckles and your thumb, like easy to damage your thumb, easy to bruise your knuckles up. Bruised knuckles are really hard to punch with because they hurt. So there we go. And always, if you don't have this big gap here where you can see your palm, you've done it wrong. Yeah. So always, it's like having a little handle to hold on to. Makes things nice and snug. Feels quite nice to wear. Okay. Thank you. Ik Harp.